So we're talking about all the books that I read this month, which I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 books. And I still have one more day, so about 14 books. I might get a 15th in there. So as of the 27th, the as of the last day of the month, I have 14 books read. That's insane. That's insane. I read more books this month in a shorter month than I did in January. And I read more books than I listened to audiobooks. I listened to more audiobooks in January than I did in February. So in less time I read more books than I did in January. Okay. I was trying to decide what my favorite book of the month was, and I was still pretty undecided. So, because I read so many books too, by the way, I decided to go to Pizza Hut. So, the video that you're watching is me getting a personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut, celebrating my own personal adult bucket goals. Yes, yes, indeed. So, some of the 5-star reads that I read this month were the first book that I read, which was Jackal by Aaron E. Adams, Piranesi by Susan Clark. I did a video on that. I think I did videos on both of those. And So Late in the Day by Claire Keegan. Those are my 5-star reads. But I read books that I really enjoyed, like American Gothic. I listened to that audiobook. Death Valley, which was a good book. On Tyranny, which was a good book. There by Tommy Orange, which was a really good book as well, but not 5 stars. I just couldn't give it 5 stars for some reason, but it was still good. Still really good. 7 Days in June, I thought that was a good book too, but not a 5-star read. About 4-star, 4.5 stars. And The Push by Ashley Audrain. All of those were really good books as well. But I just read so many good books this month that I don't know what to pick. I think that I think I'm probably going to end up going with Jackal. I think that's probably where I'm going to go as far as my 5-star read. I think that's what I'm going to pick. Even though it was my first book of the month. Can your first book of the month be the best book you read all month and then everything else is just not as good as that first one? I don't know. But yeah, I think that's where we're going. So Jackal was I did a whole video about Jackal. It's about a young woman who leaves her hometown, goes to the city, has some incidents in the city, but comes back to her hometown because her friend is getting married, and she her friend's daughter goes missing during the wedding. And this is not the first time that girls have gone missing in this town. Happens periodically throughout history. And there's a lot of stuff involved with that. Usually involved with like white supremacy and things like that. But it's always young black girls that go missing. So they're looking for her. But what's different is that her mother is white because the girl is biracial, the young girl. And so her mother is white, which has caused a little bit of a stir because since she's white, it caused like the cops to get involved and people to kind of kick up a fuss about this young black girl. Or this young biracial. She's black. I mean, her father's black. She's biracial. But her mother is white, and so it's just a lot of it has complicated the situation for these kidnappers, apparently. Um, I don't know. It's there's a lot of like racial injustice, a lot of grief, a lot of joy, because it's finding joy throughout all of this sadness, throughout all of the terrible things that are happening. It's still trying to find joy in all of the terrible things that people do, and finding joy after it's all over. And I think that's a thing that, yeah, I I really liked the messaging of finding joy when they tried to take it away from you. Um, and it's not just about suffering; it's about finding that joy. Yeah. Anyway, so I really liked the book. I really liked um, the end of the book, that moving past all of the terrible things, um, and being a survivor of that past the terrible things. So yeah, okay, that's what I got.